Hi, I'm Kiana Ham, and I'm a concept artist on New World. I'm on the concept art team, and what we do is we create the 2D designs for everything in the game that is then sent to the 3D artists who create the actual assets that will go into the game. What my job entails is primarily character design, creature design, player apparels, sometimes environment design, and I also provide feedback to other artists on the team and outsource partners. We're pretty early in the pipeline. We're not the very beginning of the pipeline. The process for concept art, let's use a character, for example. We'll get a prompt from narrative or design. They'll give us a little bit of backstory about the character. It could be things like their personality, what their relationship is to the player, which is really important. And something unique about New Worlds is that it's kind of an island out of time. We have characters from all different time periods. We have people from ancient Egypt or ancient Rome next to people from the 17th century, which is an interesting challenge, but it gives us a lot of different time periods to play around in. And it's also very international because people from all around the world sailed to Eternum. I always wanted to be a concept artist since I was about 16 or 17. But I was originally planning on going into either film or animation. In college, I started considering game design, ended up finding it really interesting, so I got an internship at a game studio, and it just went off from there. I always really liked concept art as a job and as an idea because I always like coming up with ideas, being creative and designing characters and doing research, kind of applying that research to a new design. The most rewarding thing about being a concept artist is being able to get into the game and actually interact with your creations and see players interact with your creations. It feels so much more tactile and you feel much more connected to the audience than you would in other industries. One of my favorite characters that I've designed is Grace O'Malley. I didn't realize that she was going to be in the story so much. She's actually a historical figure, and I don't know if a lot of people know that, but she was inspired by a real person. She was like a queen, basically. She was like the leader of a clan in Ireland and a pirate. Obviously, she's the New World version of that person. So playing through like the new MSQ after they added her, and they've been like adding a lot of things and improving the main story quest a lot lately. I love seeing her in it. I get so excited every time that she's on screen. I get to interact with her. She's so funny. She's just like a pretty stand-up gal, and she's your friend, but she's also a little bit of a swindler, and she loves gold, and she's a pirate. And I think it's a really interesting dynamic to have with the character, and I think she livens up especially the early game. If I was trying to convince someone to join the team, I would tell them that you get to draw for 40 hours a week, which is pretty fun. Definitely can't complain about that. I think games is a really fun space to work in as an artist because you get to be really creative and you get to try a lot of kind of new technologies and new ways to interact with your audience that I think you can't get in other mediums of art and entertainment.